Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In the previous lecture, we have completed our chapter of System of Limits, Fits, Tolerance and Gauging System, in which we have discussed the last topic of the chapter, the gauging system, how the gauge has been designed, what is the go gauge and no go gauge, what is the Taylor's principle, how the wear allowance has been calculated for the gauge, and then we have discussed the types of gauges like snap gauge, ring gauge, plug gauge and limit gauge. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is the measurement of the screw thread and gears. The particular chapter of measurement of the screw thread and gear is very important for the mechanical industries, because nowadays the gears are a very prime elements for the power transmission, for the motion transmission, for the transmission of the one form of energy to another form of energy in any of the means, in any of the format. So gears are very much useful entity, or we can say gears are very much useful elements for the mechanical industries. And the second one, screw threads. Screw threads are the basic mechanical fastening elements. If we are not considering the screw thread, then we cannot consider any of the assembly. If suppose screw thread are not exist, then I can say that no any assembly are existed. So the screw thread is a very basic element which fulfill the basic core, or we can say basic idea of mechanical fastening, mechanical assembly. And to provide a proper assembling setup, we are supposed to provide the screw threads. So this particular chapter will help you to understand the basic requirement of the gear and the screw thread, as well as how the gears and the screw threads are important in the mechanical industries, in the mechanical setups for different assemblies, as well as for transmission of the power and motion. So first of all, let us start with the measurement of the screw thread. Before starting the measurement of the screw thread, we are going to discuss what is the screw thread and what are the basic elements, or we can say what is the technical terminology of the screw thread, or we can say what are the different dimensions or the parameters which are going to be measured for the case of screw thread. First of all, let us start with the basic idea of the screw thread. What do you mean by screw thread? Screw thread, as you have already seen the case of the screw thread. Suppose this is the concept of screw. Here I have drawn a cross-sectional view of the screw thread. Screw thread are generally useful for the fastening purpose. If I have to hold, suppose this is the workpiece number 1, this is the workpiece number 2, and I have to join both the workpiece with proper fastening setup, as well as my basic requirement is if I have to dismantle this, I can dismantle it. Suppose dismantling of the workpiece is not the prime requirement, I simply weld both the workpiece. I will do the welding process and join both the workpiece. But if the basic requirement is whenever I will supposed to require the dismantling of the workpiece, I can remove it. So what I am supposed to do, I will simply join the workpiece, put a hole, and I will apply the screw. I will simply apply the screw. This is the case of the screw. So what I have done, I have simply provided a screw over here, and the screw will simply attach both the workpieces. This is the case of the screw fastening, and the cross-sectional view of this particular has been drawn over here. This is the screw thread, or we can say the profile of the screw thread. We have number of different profiles for the screw thread. Let's say the external screw threads are there, internal screw threads are there. We have the right-handed screw is there, left-handed screw is there. We have the single start screw is there, double start, triple start, multi-start screws are also there. We are going to discuss each and every category one by one. First of all, understand what is the basic definition of the screw thread. The screw thread is the helical ridge produced by forming a continuous helical groove on the uniform section on the external or the internal surface of the cylinder, on the internal or external surface of the cylinder or cone shape. Suppose a screw thread profile has been formed on the cylinder, then it is known as a straight parallel screws, while the profile has been formed on the cone, then it is known as a tapered thread screw. Suppose this is your case of the screw. profile has been, we can say this is a screw or we can say this is a bolt as well. If the profile has been generated on the cylinder on the parallel straight surface, then this is known as a straight parallel screw thread, and this is the case number 2. We are continuously reducing the dimension. We are continuously try to reducing the dimension. This is the basic screw, which is designed on the shape of the cone. Suppose this is the shape of the cone. What we have done, we have simply make a helical grooving on the conical shape, then the tapered, then this particular thread is known as a tapered threading. The screw threads are used to hold the parts as a fasteners and also used to transmit the motion and the power. There are mainly two types of the threads, as I have told you that we have classified the screw thread in the different profiles. The first one, that is the external screw thread. It means whatever the threading has been generated, the threading is outside the given component, then it is known as the external threads. And if whatever the threading has been generated, the threading has been done on inside the surface or inside surface of the particular thread, that is known as the internal threading. For the external thread, for particular make underline that for the external thread, suppose the concept of the bolt stands for the external threading, whereas in the internal threading the concept of the nut, let's say nut, stands for the internal threading. We have also discussed the right-handed screw, though this is not in your syllabus, but you have to just remember that we have the right-handed screw as well as we have the left-handed screw. Suppose I will perform the fitting operation in the right hand side direction, then I can say that this is a right-handed screw, and if the direction is opposite, then I can say that it is the left-handed screw. By turning the screw by using the right hand and the screw will fit inside the assembly, then it is known as a right-handed screw. Vice versa, by turning the screw with the help of left hand and it will generate the fitting, then it is known as a left-handed screw. Also we have single start screw, then we have the double start screw, triple start screw and multi start screw. The basic concept of the screw is a single start screw, and your cap of your water bottle stands for the multi start screw. Because of the multi start screw, you can apply the cap over the bottle at any time, at any position, at any spot. It is not required that you are supposed to provide a proper attachment and then you are supposed to fit the cap over the bottle of the cough syrup, the cap of the cough syrup. That is also the case of the multi start or the triple start screw. Whereas in the single start screw, the nut and the bolt must require the proper grooving, and then once the grooving will be met, suppose this is the grooving of the bolt, once it is ended, your grooving of the nut must be started over there only. Once these two positions will be achieved, then and then I can say that the nut will easily applied over the bolt. So this is the case of the different start of the screw thread profiles. Now we are going to discuss the basic terminology of the screw thread profile. Suppose this is the case of the screw thread, and what I have done, I have simply make a cross section and I will zoom this particular cross section over here, and we can discuss the technical terms of external thread profile. The external thread profile contains the number of elements. We are going to discuss each and every element one by one. Remember my word, we have the center line over here. From the center line we have a symmetry on both the side, and from the symmetry we are taking a single side, and in the single side we are taking a zoom section of only of the top of the profile. So here whatever the top of the profile has been generated, we have simply taken this particular top of the profile for the arrangement. Then we have the body of the screw. After completion of the body of the screw, we have the center line, and after the center line the same body of the screw is there, and then the same profile has been generated over here. So by taking this particular 2L section, the total view of this is known as the assembly of your screw profile. But what we have done, we have simply deduct this particular portion due to the symmetry, and the body of the screw is not our prime concern, so we have removed. We have to focus on the total profile of the given screw. The first one, that is the major diameter. Major diameter means the diameter, the maximum possible diameter of the thread profile. First of all, let us understand the different points on the thread profile. The top of the thread profile is known as a crest. The top of the thread profile is known as a crest. Same way, the bottom of the profile is known as a root. The bottom of the profile is known as a root. Distance between two crest value, distance between two root value, or distance between any point on the single screw, the same point on the next corresponding screw. The distance is known as a pitch. Now let us start. Major diameter, the diameter, the maximum possible diameter of the thread profile is known as a major diameter, or I can say that the diameter over the crest value, the diameter over the crest value is known as a major diameter. Then the minor diameter, that is the minimum possible diameter on the thread profile, is known as a minor diameter, or we can say that the diameter over the root value is known as a minor diameter. Then the effective diameter. Effective diameter shows the on an average effect of the screw thread profile, is known as the effective diameter. Effective diameter stands for, if I have to design the matting component, then what I am supposed to do, I will not preferring the major and minor diameter each and every spots. What I am supposed to do, I will take a simple effective diameter line and then I will going to design the matting component from the effective diameter value. Then the value of the pitch. I have told you that the total axial length, the length on the axial direction between the 2 points on the corresponding teeth is known as the pitch. Let's say the distance between the two crest value, the distance between the two root value, or the point on the thread, the same point on the corresponding thread. The distance between these two is known as the value of the pitch. Then lead value. Lead means once you are doing a one rotation of the screw thread profile and the screw will cover the axial distance, whatever the distance has been covered in the axial direction, the axial distance is known as a lead. Once again, mark my words, once you have completing the one rotation of the profile and whatever the axial distance covered by the thread profile or covered by the single point on the axial direction, then the axial distance is known as a lead. Flank. Flank means the face generated which will resist the opposite side of the screw, which will resist the matting part, is known as a flank. The surface is known as a flank. Then we are going to discuss the two angles. The first angle, that is the thread angle. Suppose this is the thread generated. So whatever the angle generated in between these two thread is known as a thread angle. And if I will simply cut down the angle of thread, by the normal, then the angle between the normal value and the angle between the flank of the given thread profile is known as a flank angle. So flank angle is the half of the thread angle, or I can say that the angle between the profile of the thread, the angle between the flank profile of the thread and the normal to the flank profile is known as a flank angle, whereas thread angle, that is the angle between the thread of the screw profile, or I can say the angle between the two consecutive flanks. This is the first flank and this is the consecutive second flank. The angle between the two consecutive flank is known as the thread angle. Then the helix angle, the angle generated by the helix of the groove with the with the axis of the thread, then it is known as the helix of the angle, helix angle. Crest, the topmost point at which the materialistic profile is there, is known as a crest. Root, the bottommost point at which the materialistic profile of the thread is there, is known as a root. And the axis of the thread, the horizontal line which shows the symmetry on both the side of the profile, is known as the axis of the thread, and all the dimensions are being measured from the axis of the thread. So guys, this is the basic terminology of the screw thread profile. We are winding our lecture over here. What we have done, we have started the new chapter, measurement of the screw thread and gear, in which we have started with the concept of the screw thread profile, and then we have discussed the terminology of the screw thread profile. From the next lecture, we are going to start the different measuring instruments which can measure the different parameters. You can check on your screen. All these parameters can be measured by the different measuring instrument, and we are going to discuss the measuring instrument which is very much helpful for the measurement of such angles or measurement of such dimensions. Till then, Thank you.